GS4 is not only scoring, but it is a tricky one. Okay, especially the case studies. How do you prepare for this ethics paper?
Right, sir. Before that, little bit journey of the ethics. In 2021, I scored only 75 marks in my ethics paper. In
74,
2020, only 75 marks.
75
In
marks.
20,
Hmm.
right, in 2021 mains.
Hmm.
And then 2022 come mains, I scored 100, I think 5 marks in my
Ah.
ethics. So I improved around the 30 marks. And
Hmm.
then in 2023, as I failed to list, but in 2024, I have got around 113 marks in ethics. So it
Hmm.
is a consistent increase.
Hmm.
Now, I would tell what I did, why I got 75, and what I did because of which I got 113. So,
Hmm.
what happened in the beginning, as again, I told there was no structured preparation, there was no notes. Give
Hmm.
me 10 books, I will read all of them. And
Hmm.
what happened in my after my 2022 ka mains? What I
Hmm.
did, I made notes on each and every topic that is mentioned in the syllabus, each and
Hmm.
every word that is mentioned in the ethics syllabus. I gained a lot of conceptual clarity on ethics paper.
Hmm.
I made lot of diagrams. I prepared quotes for each and every topic that is given. I made ready-made introduction, ready-made conclusion for topics that are given. I
Hmm.
made template case studies. For example, based on previous year questions, I have analyzed that in such and such areas case studies are being asked. So for them, I prepared introduction, conclusion. I prepared quotes. So
Hmm.
in 2024, I focused a lot on my note making strategy. And then
Hmm.
coming to your specific question about the case study, like I think your specific question was how should we deal with the case study? So
Hmm.
having said that, I have made lot of good notes and I have awareness about what is the pattern and what are the questions being asked. So what happened in case study, sir? I used to do something different in the sense that suppose sir, a question is asked that what is ethical dilemma in the above case study. Generally, I'm giving just one example. Question is that
Hmm.
what is the ethical dilemma? Now,
Hmm.
one approach can be just extract 4 or 5 ethical dilemmas. One can write simply 4 or 5 ethical dilemmas. The work is done.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
sir, I changed in 2024 attempt. What I did, I identified like 4 stakeholders and I wrote two ethical dilemma with respect to each stakeholder.
Hmm.
Like
Okay.
this time I give multidimensionality to each question that were asked in the ethics case study. Like there are 4 parts. Whenever
Hmm.
I am going to answer that, I used to question that can I divide it into various dimensions, can I write it with respect to various stakeholders. Suppose question is asked that what is the value conflict, so I will not simply write value conflict given in the above case study. I will write value conflict with respect to each stakeholder that is given in the like case study. Like with
Hmm.
respect to government, what is the value conflict and ethical dilemma? With respect to district magistrate, with respect to normal people like general
Hmm.
citizens, with respect
Hmm.
to politicians, with respect to bureaucrats, like
Hmm.
whoever is the like stakeholder has given. And sir, it is easy to do. Once if I have done a lot of practice, then it is easy to bifurcate. So sir, this gives like uniqueness to my answer. I used to
Hmm.
write like even if I am going to write solutions. Suppose in the fourth question, generally they ask what suggestions you will give
Hmm.
to the such and such. So what
Hmm.
I used to do, sir, now never used to give direct suggestions. I used to give suggestions to the citizens differently, suggestions to the government, suggestions to the bureaucrats, suggestions to the all the stakeholders. In this way,
Hmm.
sir, my case study became, and this is about the body part. But in sir, introduction conclusion, I used to quote Supreme Court ka judgment or maybe Constitution ka article, maybe some like if we case study on the women empowerment. I used to quote World Economic Forum ka global gender gap report. So
Hmm.
in this way, I made my introduction look very appealing, very like very interesting introduction. And in conclusion, generally I used to use a quote because I always used to finish with a quote because it gives a touch that a rhetoric statement is there at the end of the case study, then it gives a zero point 0.5 marks extra. This is what I used to believe. So, sir, in this
Hmm.
way, I structured all my case studies. And, sir, along with that, I would also want to emphasize that I extensively did Visakha Yadav ma'am ki copy because she was topper of the ethics. She scored 162 marks in the ethics,
Hmm.
and I followed her copy a lot. Like I saw how she is writing her answers. Like there are quote-based question. How she is approaching quote-based question. We don't always have to write in the point-wise format. We can also write in paragraph format. Like there are
Hmm.
many misconceptions that will be busted if we see topper copy. So I refer to Visakha Yadav ma'am ka copy. Her approach to case study is very unique. her introductions and conclusions are so beautiful that examiner will decide the marks there itself. And then in the body part also, sir, definitely she did very multi-dimensional analysis. Her keywords, selection of keywords were very unique. Like she used to use keywords like utilitarianism, deontology in the case study itself, in the virtue ethics as a keyword, in the case study that this approach should be taken because virtue ethics is such and so. Because so one when one brings scholarly perspective or theoretical perspective, that certain decisions has a theoretical base. I think that makes this case study approach very unique, very solid. In this way, sir, one can approach. This is my basic approach.